Well, good morning folks. It's a pretty cold, gloomy morning and I'm moving the boat from our marina on Great Hallingbury on the Stort to Hinckley, where we're going to moor it from now on. And I had some great company through London yesterday and the day before with Linda and family and friends. It's been brilliant. Got through London, got to Cowley Peachey by myself last night, having dropped them off at the train station. And now here's the journey ahead. I've got 115 miles, 94 locks, and the occasional bit of company. Linda's going to try and join me 2-3 days a week. She's got jury service in the middle of it all. Oh dear. So it's going to be sort of on and off, mostly me, with friends and family as and when coming to give me a hand. I don't mind, I'm quite happy pottering on by myself, but the forecast is rubbish. Rain, rain, rain and rain next week. But anyway, I'm going to make a start. Cowley Peachey now, we've got one lock ahead, services, so let's get started. Well, I've done 2 locks, weather's no better, and I'm heading towards Denham Deep lock. I think it's one of the deepest on the Grand Union, very deep one. And interestingly, in these times of protests about HST, of course there's quite a lot of protests going on about that, Denham Deep lock is to do with protests back in the 1800s when they were building the Grand Union. A lot of local millers were really upset in the Colne Valley at the lack of water and what could happen if the canal come in. So they persuaded the canal company, oops, branch coming. They persuaded the canal company to build an aqueduct over the Fraser River, and that led to Denham Deep lock being a really deep lock, and sort of modified their plans to fit in with the local milling industry in the 1800s. So there you go. Nothing much changes, does it? And here we are now in battles with HST galore about getting diversion to the canal restoration groups and God knows what to carry on with that. Interesting times. Well, I've done 2 locks. I've been going 2 and a bit hours, 2 locks in about 1.5 miles. Very different by yourself, and also there's moored boats everywhere, so you just on tick over, pottering along. So I've just moored up for the Denham Deep lock, and it's 11 foot 1 inch apparently, and as you can see it's completely and utterly totally full of water because it's pouring over the top of the lock gates. So that's going to take some opening, emptying. I wonder how many gallons of water there is in there. Now it's waiter is pushing on those gates. Right, it's going to empty it. Look, here we are at the top, both lock gates left wide open. So I've now got to shut them and do all the work, empty the lock for myself. Unless that boat up there is coming down, but I don't think they are. Crazy flow when I've undone the paddles. Massive. And obviously moving the boats around down there. Look at that, spurting through there. So powerful. And here's the lock now. Empty very quick. Well, that's empty now. But look at the size of that ladder I've got to go up. I mean, that's pretty yucky at the bottom. I've got to climb up there with the boat rope. Great fun. So there we are, I'm in the lock now filled up, and here's the aqueduct built, which is just after the lock, and there's the River Fray. You can probably see it there. I'll show you the other way. And that's the one the millers were desperate to keep flowing when they built the Grand Union over here. So that's why the lock's so deep, or so high, whichever way you want to look at it. Right, let's carry on. I talked about HS2 being built around here, and we're just getting to the point over here. I'll show you in a minute. Just getting to the point over here where HS2 comes over, looks like a reservoir. It's going to go straight across the Grand Union, and I'm not sure how much clearance we're going to have because it seems quite low, but you'll see in just a minute. So this is well, the the works where we're working, obviously over the canal. Yeah, so I can see earlier to your right over there, you'll see it a bit hopefully, all the base of the trap I think, and then it goes off in that direction. Yeah, you can see it up there, look. So that's what they're building, a big construction over. It's huge. Billions being spent on this. Morning folks, what a beautiful morning. I'm just south of Rickmansworth after a slow day yesterday. Well, I was busy all day, but 8 locks and lots of moored boats. It was slow progress. I reckon I've got about another 2 weeks to get to Hinckley, and today, look at the weather, it's gorgeous. The sun's out, the birds are twittering. There's a blackcap twittering just there. So it's going to be a lovely day today. Tomorrow looks quite nice, but then the forecast is basically for the next week or so, rain, 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 and a thunderstorm or two with more rain. So I need to sort of make progress today and then decide what to do when it's chucking it down with rain for a couple of weeks. Might just moor up somewhere, might even go home for a week. Who can tell? Anyway, let's go and enjoy today. I've just opened the lock behind me. This is Stocker's Lock, and some interesting history here. If you watched an earlier one of my vlogs, you'll know I talked about the coal tax and how there's coal tax posts spread throughout in a big ring around London. It used to be an outer ring sort of out sort of Watford way for the north, and I'm not sure where south. And then later on, as the tax years varied and laws varied, they made a smaller ring. They brought it in a bit. So here at this lock there is a cottage, Stocker's House, where coal duty taxes were levied if you went past this place, and a marker post there. I'll show you. Come in. So it's such a lovely scene, a lovely old bridge. There's Stocker's Lock, and there's Stocker's House where the coal duties were taken if you went past into this point, into London from that point. And here, just round the corner, is your coal tax marker post. So that was, I think the coal tax was abandoned about 1902, might be 1897, round about there anyway. So that stood there for a long time. But that was it. You could bring your coal down to that lock, you couldn't bring it past here, well you had to go and pay some tax in there. Isn't that interesting? Love history. Right, rather than whittle on about history, let's get in that lock. Well, I've had a quite eventful day really, in Cassiobury Park now, moored up here. It is beautiful. But I did about 8 locks, didn't go many miles because every lock was a bit tricky. A lot of them weren't against me. I started to get the gates open, shut the gates and whatever. And 1 or 2 were really difficult. Just down here, just behind me, at the Cassiobury locks, 2 locks, the water level was so low. And I got stuck in the pan between the 2 locks, so it was very hard. I couldn't get the level of the water up to by doing the paddles because I couldn't get there. I was stuck in the middle, and after a lot of manoeuvring left, right and centre, I managed to get myself off with the pole and just move to a bit where I could just about get through. And I'd left the locks behind me wide open because I'd just come out and got stuck. And I went up to the next locks, which obviously weren't open, but the paddle was open because you're supposed to leave those with paddle open. And pushed the door locks with the front of a boat, the door, sorry, gates, lock gates, the front of a boat, and it managed to open it, and then I could jump off the side, open it all the way and get in. So that was a bit of a nightmare, but I was stuck in the middle, grounded, floundering around for, well, 20 minutes or so. It felt like about 2 hours, but it wasn't. The water was at least 2 foot low. You can see it at the sides, you know, big sort of reedy bit, all messed, you know, all covered in with green and black, and it was way below there. So that was exciting really. But I'm now in the most beautiful location. If you know Cassiobury Park, it's just beautiful. There's a very posh country club and golf course just there called the Grove. Actually it's called Grove, not the Grove. And I'll just do a little pan around and show you where I am, but it really is beautiful. Have a look at this. So this is the bridge I just came through, beautifully ornate. The canal company built it like that at the request of a local landowner. And here, over here is the golf club. You can see golf course. You can see the beautiful countryside, boats galore. and absolutely lovely. So I'm going to have a pleasant evening here. Morning. Had a lovely night in Cassiobury Park. Beautiful, beautiful. Listened to the birds twittering this morning, the dawn chorus, it was lovely. Linda's coming tomorrow along with some family members to visit for the day. Linda's going to be staying for 3 or 4 days. Weather forecast so is poor. Rain, rain, rain coming up over the next week. Oh well, such is life. So I'm going to crack on today. I've got quite a few locks. I'm going to try to get sort of Apsley, Kings Langley, Apsley, maybe Hemel Hempstead to meet them all tomorrow. I'll see. I'll make an early start and then I can tidy up the boat this evening to make it look sparkling when Linda and family turn up. Anyway, right, get on before the rain comes. It's ending today. Well, I've just done the Hunton Bridge locks, one before, I think Lady Capples, and the 2 Hunton Bridge ones. If you saw an earlier vlog of mine, you'll know that's where my grandma was born in 1904 on a narrowboat. They were a Barlow's family, part of the Samuel Barlow group. So yeah, quite poignant pottering through there myself this morning. It's a really pleasant morning so far, making pretty good progress. Looking at the trains on the railway up there, and sun's out and we're approaching lock number 4. So at the moment, all's going well. Famous last words, eh? One of the things about doing locks by yourself is it's much easier regularly just to pull the boat through rather than jump on, and you know, that way you can get through one of the gates really easily. I mean, this was a good lock to come into because the gates were open, so I just drove straight in. That was handy. But just pull it through, engine's not running, there's no need. Now the clever bit, if it works, it doesn't always, is if you can stop the boat just afterwards here, hop on, shut the gate and hop on. Sometimes there just isn't enough space, or the wind takes it or whatever, and you make a bit of a rick and you have to go back and rescue things. But 4 times out of 5 it works really well, as hopefully you'll see in just a minute. So just pulling the back of a boat across, and hopefully that should be enough to shut the lock gate. And as long as the boat don't drift off too much to the side, which it hasn't done, I can just pull it back with a rope, get the front round, jump on and off. And so well, what a good day that's been. I did about 11 locks and only 5 miles. Now that might seem not a lot, but when you're doing by yourself, 5 miles, 8 locks is a heck of a lot. Especially as you have to moor it before the lock, often empty it, sometimes shut the gates at the other end because somebody's left them open. It's been tricky. I had 3 or 4, I think it was, out of 11 where there was somebody helping or a boat coming the other way, which was really helpful. But yeah, it don't seem a lot of distance, but it's enough for me today. Wore out. Anyway, I've had a nice shower, I've cleaned myself up, and I'm now looking forward to a lovely lunch, and I think I'll have a drink. And tomorrow Linda will join me with some family and friends for the day. So I can't wait for meet her tomorrow and have my old lock queen back. Make the day much quicker, won't it?